guys, crew blown way back. I'm Aaron.
I'm Melanie.
And we're back with Batwoman. Last time on Batwoman,
we had some good stuff happening.
well, there's lots of stuff going on. From Alice having a shrink.
Temporarily having a shrink.
To Mary pushing in a little like, hey, you know what's going on? Huh?
You need my help because it's for a client of yours, right?
Yes. And then we also had the face girl, right? Who was cutting face, who was the niece of Harvey Dent. And then Alice stole Cartwright.
Right. Well, Mouse is still hooked up to some fear toxin.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going on with that. We did have a poll about Mary and Kate of who do you think is likely to confess and break first. So we had 45% say Kate will tell Mary first, while 54% said Mary will fold and tell Kate that she
That's
knows.
really close.
Gavin says, I don't think Mary will pass up the opportunity to guilt Kate some more. Seems to be her shtick. And we had her dealing a little bit with Alice knowing who she is too. It's like, oh, Kate trusted Alice and told her who she is and all that good stuff. Dobby says, Batwoman gets hurt and Luke trusts Mary enough to give the secret away. And Kate/Mary can't pretend anymore.
So it's Luke's fault.
That's Luke entirely there. Joel says, dang it, Kate, Bruce would have told her. I just want Kate and Mary to be the new Oliver and Diggle of the Arrowverse already. A.K.A. best bros or siblings.
Would Bruce really have told her?
I don't know.
I don't know about that.
He didn't tell very many of anybody of anything. Mm-hmm. Becca says, several episodes ago, Mary told Batwoman that she did not want to know who she was. I think it should happen by Batwoman approaching Mary and asking her if she's changed her mind and if she's ready for the responsibility and danger of knowing. This gives Mary one last chance to make the choice, but shows that Kate trusts her, but is also being cautious.
I actually really like that plan. That's really good.
So, but yeah, there's some thoughts of what people are thinking about Mary and Kate, and if we're gonna find out who's gonna tell who. Will it happen this season? I don't know.
Ooh,
you know,
snap,
what if they just don't? What if they just don't? Or
don't.
You know, we had Sophie being like, you know who's Batwoman? Kate is, and then Kate was like, oh shoot, hey, Alfred's daughter, right? Wasn't that who it was?
Yeah, Jane.
Little Pennyworth.
Yeah. Oh, remember.
Why don't you put on this outfit and get shot? And that's what they did.
That is what they did.
So let's see what they do this time.
Great party, Audie.
Love you.
Love you too.
See you at home.
That's the real mom, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Is it the first time we've really seen... I don't really remember the mom, like, in the car that much.
I know, like, other than, like, draped over, right?
Come on. I'm friendly.
Oh!
This just became a party.
Jeez. Fight Batwoman.
Oh, nice! He's a good fighter. Like,
You okay?
Jamie fighter. Like... Oh, yeah.
She didn't get shot, did she?
I'd asked for a selfie, but I think you need it elsewhere.
That was a cool little, like, Batwoman. Uh-oh. Wait, is that Cartwright?
Is it? Oh, maybe.
Alice is dead.
That's the thing. She's not.
Oh, so she's telling him everything.
Except for the Batwoman part, I'm sure.
He's been hooked up. That thing had a lot of fear toxin in it.
It's still going?
Stay away from me.
Are there any lions and tigers about here?
It's only the Red King snoring.
No. I love that little code.
Hate it. Hate it. Oh, smoke around her with oxygen?
It's a brilliant idea.
Your dear mother is carting an oxygen tank, and you greet her with an open flame?
Hey, good job.
You psychotic bitch. My greatest fear is you.
What?
Man, okay.
Like,
Well.
her leaving him?
Are you gonna tie her up and put it on her?
I'd like to see what she sees.
He managed to turn him against her?
Dude, this can's gotta be loaded.
Do you think Kate and her dad are gonna have to find her in a basement trap? You know, like save her or something? Oh, the Queen of Hearts. That's her greatest fear, is the Queen. Oh!
Off with your head!
Oh, did she burn her? Oh!
I would hate to be in the blast radius when that happens.
Dad! Stop! Stop, Dad!
He's really losing his cool.
I can only imagine the darkness she has inside of her.
You didn't care, right? Because you were wanting her dead? I don't know.
He shot her.
Who?
See? It's like she's like putting the face on. I think she is all messed up underneath.
Beautiful as you once. Have you ever made tea, Alice?
I have.
Then you ought to know how to keep it from being so sweet.
Sorry, Your Majesty.
Oh.
Dang.
Okay.
I said hold out your hands, girl.
See, why does she have that face?
Palms up!
Unless she was in the same fire as Mouse.
Thumbs up.
No, I swear I didn't.
Ow.
How many times have I told you?
Jeez.
We're out of cream!
I assure you, I brought cream.
Why are we out of cream, Alice?
Your face is fucked up.
Your mother doesn't hate you.
She does hate me because I am young and beautiful and she's old and haggard.
Jesus!
Oh.
Everyone hates her.
It was my mother.
Now tell me where Alice is.
You'll never find her.
Oh. I was not expecting that.
Plot twist, I'll kill myself.
Hold your hand against it. Put it against pressure. Stupid.
There. That's the only car that still has this tire, though.
And the color matches.
That's 7 you 8.
Hey.
And the plates a match. This is me apologizing for ever doubting you.
Mm-hmm. Is that it?
Oh, the rifle that killed her.
Hi, I don't know what you're selling, but please put me on your do not call list.
Mary, I need your help.
There you go. Okay.
Batwoman? I have a staple gun.
Oof, wouldn't be my first choice.
Oh my god, how are you gonna do that? Oh,
Oh, man. Wow.
man.
I'd like to be on the makeup team for that.
Sorry. Dr. Vigilante confidentiality.
Both working, helping Batwoman, neither one tells each other.
I know. I love her playing them. It's hilarious.
Alice, I'm here. I'm here.
No, she's not really there, right?
Away from her.
It's gotta be a fear thing.
It has to be.
Maybe this will affect her. I mean, if Mouse turned on her, maybe she'll change something. Oh, man.
Don't leave me again! You sure you entered it right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I typed in all 6 digits correctly the first 5 times I entered them.
She's looking at the bookshelves.
Well, the car was last registered to
Cartwright?
Yep.
Who's the grandmother?
Mabel.
Mabel Cartwright. August Cartwright's mother. We need to call Kate.
You think that she'll kill him for killing Beth? Oh.
Good job.
Is this really real or is this all fake?
Oh, no.
I don't know what's real. Oh no. As long as it's not too desperate that the glass looks like a better option. No. No.
No.
I really don't want it.
I'm unlocking the door.
Oh, no.
Into the garden.
No! Alice, please, no.
The EpiPen.
a sedative or something? Oh,
No, it's the EpiPen.
the adrenaline.
Yeah.
That's what it is, Melanie. Jesus. Oh. Why am I feeling for Alice at all? The bad guy in the whole thing, you know?
I've been feeling for her all season.
I like that he didn't just come in and be like, do it. You know?
His mother sounded like a treat.
His mother. Is that who you think this is about?
What?
And that was the moment I remembered where I got my necklace. It was meant to match Mother's earrings. So that Kate and I could always keep her close to our heart.
Is she what's in the fridge?
Is he using her skin or something? Like what?
Maybe.
I mean, that's true. He found Alice.
Exactly where you think.
Why
My mother wanted a fresh start. Your mother was a beautiful woman, Kate.
Oh my gosh.
It would have been a pity for her to go to waste.
she's gonna
gone
kill him.
cold.
Consider it a pleasure.
As she burns her face.
Long live the Queen.
Both of them killing for the same reason. Does she do it? She's gonna do it.
No.
It's also the color of the
Did she rip open the sore? Or no?
She killed him.
She.
One point or another, you're going to have.
Yeah. Oh, it's not over. Dang.
Congratulations, Daddy. Now both your daughters are killers.
And that was her goal. I mean, Cartwright's been missing. No one's gonna miss him.
Right. But what about the plastic surgeon he was?
I mean, the episode I think is done really well. I like it. I like the main story of it. You know, I figured there was something with the Queen of Hearts lady. You know, her face being all burned up and stuff. But I wasn't sure if that was an after or before thing. Because they kept kind of... I guess it was the oxygen or her just looking at her face in general. But I'm like, oh man, maybe she's already got skin on her. And she
Well,
looked like
see,
her before.
yeah, and then you won me over to that idea, but I thought that they foreshadowed it really well with the flame. Oh, you greet your mother with a flame. Now I see how you really feel about me. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was very good foreshadowing. But then, yeah, you had me sold on it's a whole different face.
Yeah,
So
I don't know. But
you never know with this show.
Yeah, I know. But no, I mean, I liked in the beginning too when she's talking about, you know, I have hope, integrity, you know, everything that you took away from my sister. You know, everything she would have been had it not been for you. And then you end the episode with her killing for the same reason that Alice killed.
The same thing that turned Alice is the same thing that's turning Kate.
Seeing the mother and all that kind of stuff, and then it, you know, that's what sent her over the edge. And then she, I mean, that would have been the first person she killed. You know, she didn't kill anyone before then. And then you know, pair that with Kate, who did the same thing when she found out about that, and like, I don't know. I don't think from what they gave us that he killed the mother. But that's also a possibility.
It is a possibility.
You know? Like you said about fishing her body out of the river, but
He never said if it was alive or dead.
He also kind of fished out her body, you know?
Yeah.
So I mean, like, could he have found them both and they both were alive and he killed the mother to take Alice and manipulate her, and then they were using the skin from her body and he was freezing her face to keep it good to use it for the mother, and
That's crazy.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know where Mouse is gonna fall in with this now.
Yeah, he ran away. He's left
Turned
her to
against
die.
her?
Yeah.
But also Alice was like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like where we're going next, but like Alice left the mommy dearest thing to do this to Kate. It seemed like it was kind of part of her idea of that's what she wanted him to be led to. Whether she found Mouse or she didn't know what was going to happen there.
Right.
But the idea of leading her to like the same kind of fate and then bringing Kate to her side rather than them getting Alice back to our side kind of thing. So I don't know what's going on with Mouse, with her. The whole fear thing and what she's afraid of most was like them giving up on her. Was one of them. All the way to the point of she didn't want to be in there again and wanted to like kill herself with the glass and stuff. Like that was all. It was all done really well. I feel
it was done very well, and I love seeing like how great Alice is at playing this game because you have August Cartwright being, I am the master of games. You cannot outdo the master of the games, and she did. Like, she is the master of this game, and it was crazy, and it worked out how she wanted it to.
Minus Mouse, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah. And it's so back and forth, too, because I'm never really sure where, what is it, Commander Kane? What's his name?
Jacob.
Jacob. I wanted to say Jonathan, but I know it wasn't right. Like, I'm not really sure where he ever falls with Batwoman and Alice. Because the Batwoman thing kind of goes back and forth a little bit here and there, but Alice, like, he wants to help her with Kate, but then, like, he's like, shoot her on sight, kind of ideas, and I don't know. Like, it goes back and forth, and I don't know how he actually feels about Alice at any given point.
True. And right now, they're not on the hunt for Alice, right? Because no one knows that she's alive.
Dead.
Exactly.
The only people who know are Mary, Luke, Kane,
right,
Kate.
So this might be his chance to redeem her and find a way to actually bring her back, but it's his second chance.
And he did save her this time from the basement, rather than her staying there locked on the other side of a door. Like, all that kind of stuff was taken care of, which is really good. So, I mean, that kind of helps with maybe helping the side of, like, Kate and letting her die, maybe. I don't know. Because she thinks they all have given up on her, or she's afraid they're all going to give up on her. Maybe that's kind of an idea that they won't. But is that enough to change her back without having Mouse? Like, what's that going to do? So, I don't know. I'm not sure, like, where we fall with all this going forward.
I don't know, but I think Mouse might become the new bad. Especially if we're having Alice going to team up and, like, help bury the body and all that.
Is she going to take back off to her little underlings and stuff that she has? Or is she going to stick around with
I don't know, because Mouse
family?
knows where everyone is, and Mouse is going to be probably upset that she just killed his dad. Even though, they had a very hating relationship, it's still his dad. And he still, like, had ownership of being part of the family. So I think he might be our new bad, and that might be good to see Alice start turning towards the good.
Maybe. And he also, he has that mimic voice, which is good, but can he do the faces? Because I always felt like that was Alice's thing, is that she was really good with sewing and making the faces. So
right.
Mouse might be very limited in what he can do. I don't know.
It'll be interesting. I'm excited to see what comes next.
Well, let's look at Q&As and see what some people thought about the episode. Sim said, do you guys think Alice's fear toxin trip could possibly reform her?
That would be cool.
Yeah, I mean, for this woman being such a psychotic, crazy killer, all this stuff that she's done, it was weird, like, really, like, feeling for her there, being trapped in this thing. Because, like, she's gone through some crazy, traumatic things. And there's got to be some kind of balance of, like, what she's gone through versus what she could stop or change, or, what she wants to change and whatnot,
Like, actually seeing everything play out, it felt like it almost legitimized her craziness. Like, so it made me feel like it's okay that she's crazy because she's been through hell. Like, I can't even imagine.
Like, if you take that nature versus nurture kind of idea, but your nurturing factor is being tea poured on your hands and yelled at and terrorized because of you.
Seeing your
and who
dead
you are.
mother's head in a freezer.
Locked in a basement and forced to sew skin together to make faces.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, what happens there? So, yeah, I mean, maybe. I think that they've led enough, at least to where her inner thoughts are, I'm afraid of this grandma, to I'm afraid of losing my family that I still actually have, and them not thinking that I'm good anymore. So I'm like, well, how is that going to play in with her character and where she's going with the rest of the season?
Yeah, so I don't know if the fear toxin is going to actually reform her, but I think now that Jacob and Kate have knowledge of her past, it's going to help them understand her, which will help with the reforming.
Possibly. Allie says, now that Mouse's dad is dead, who do you think the big bad of season 1 will be now? It doesn't seem like it'll be Alice, but you never know. Do you think it could be Mouse since he's pretty deranged now?
Yeah, I think Mouse was under the influence of the fear toxin long enough without the epinephrine afterwards to where he may have gone completely insane.
Maybe.
Like, he probably will be the big bad.
Possibly. Or this also could be kind of a... Where are we at? Episode 15? Like, we could kind of arc this out and have, like, kind of almost another arc-ish thing going on.
And introduce a new...
Like, this kind of closes out Cartwright a little bit. Kind
True.
of bring in something else that kind of helps tie some of the stuff together that we've been dealing with throughout the whole season so far.
Like the mother.
Like, could you imagine...
That looks like her mother.
Could you imagine he like, could be ashamed to waste, that face? Or would have... Did he say it would have been a shame to waste? I don't know. The way he said, whatever, however he said it, I'm like, maybe someone's running around with her face right now.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know.
So maybe the Queen of Hearts survived, and maybe that is Sophia. Because they mentioned Sophia at the very, first 5 episodes, and we have no idea who Sophia is. Anyway.
Dobby says, this was an unarmed man. The motive was retribution. That is a pretty clear crime of passion with no substance clouding Kate's mind. Kate seemed pretty shaken. Does she quit for a couple episodes and spiral down? They will cover it up, but should they? I mean, yeah. I would say they should cover it up. There's no one going to be missing Cartwright. Campbell, I mean, I don't know that side of things and where that would go. But,
and they have an expert helping them cover it up, Alice.
But, I mean, maybe she's shaken, but, she was reaching out to Sophie for someone to talk to, but...
Which I think we'll see more of in the next few episodes.
I'm wondering if we're going to have an Alice versus Mary kind of thing. Like, Alice knows that she's Batwoman, and Mary knows that she's Batwoman.
Right.
And Mary has, a good conscience kind of thing, where you have Alice, who's a little bit more on the bad side.
Yeah, a little bit.
And they're both siblings.
Right.
So maybe you have that kind of being the draw of, what should she be doing? And you have Alice kind of manipulating one way, and Mary's trying to help her stay on the good side. I think that'd be a good way of having that kind of, mirror each other. And then if you have Kate choose Mary, you're finally getting her choosing Mary for something kind of thing, where they toyed with that of is it always Alice that she's going to go with? Is it always her that she's going for? You kind of get that. I think there's a way of writing that story and bringing it around to where you have that, and that's who she's talking to and who's pulling her in directions.
It would be an interesting story, but I just don't like it.
All right.
I want to see her with Alice and develop what they've never had the chance to have.
Not if Alice is bad and crazy and wants her to be a killer
what
with her.
What if Mary helps convert her into happiness?
The Mad Hatter.
Social media
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Well, no, I'm saying have Mary convert Alice, and then they can be social medias together.
Yeah, I don't think Mary and Alice are going to be getting along.
Yeah, I can see it. It's coming, Aaron. It's coming.
Dobby also says, I like the twist. It put the focus back on Cartwright. I want him to be the monster that broke Alice. The grandma was part of it, but the big moments were still him. Mm-hmm. Alice knows what Kate did. Will Jacob stop chasing her? And what will happen with Mouse? I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe which one?
Maybe Jacob will stop chasing Alice. I don't know. As I was saying earlier, I don't know what's going to go on with Alice. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure where her route takes her now.
Yeah, no, I don't know. She's still incarcerated by Jacob. So, and they're going to go bury a body, which is a good family bonding experience. So, I don't know. technically he's not chasing after Alice right now anyway.
And she's with him, but what do? What's going on? Do they hide her? Do they arrest her? Do they
Make her look
work
different?
with her? I don't know.
Give her a new face?
Mel says, how long do you think Kate will keep the Cartwright situation from Mary and Luke? I mean, I do like the phone call of, like, Batwoman calling Mary and Mary trying to help talk through what to do and everything. Like, I like that. So there's something there, but she can't talk to Kate about it, so she'd have to talk to Batwoman about it, so she had to meet Batwoman. Mm-hmm. So I don't know.
And Luke was overhearing a lot of this conversation. Her carotid is cut. What's going on? Mm-hmm. So he's going to have questions for Kate whenever he sees her next. So
yeah. I don't know. I think Luke will find out sooner than Mary.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then Mel says Batwoman has been known to kill in the comics. So I've basically been waiting for it to happen on the show. Now we get to play with Oliver Queen mentality of killing.
Ooh.
Okay, maybe. The idea of, like, if you're bad, dying because you deserve it kind of thing. Like, you're being the judge, executioner, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Oliver Queen did deal with that, especially early on in the series. Later on, he really tried to pull away from all that kind of stuff. I think it's not a bad idea to have any hero struggle with that idea. Especially when it's much more of a gritty, you know, kind of hero thing, like Batwoman.
Gotcha,
like something like that. It's a little bit more gritty. Swamp Thing. Mm-hmm. You know, something that's going to be like...
I'm okay with Swamp Thing killing things.
Yeah, no, as I'm saying, like that's because he's... You don't want, like... I don't know, Spider-Man or Mr. Fantastic or...
Spider-Man kills people.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
freaky.
Like,
yeah.
Spider-Man doesn't seem as gritty. He's more whimsical.
Snarky.
He's snarky. He's a different style of hero. But having somewhere like, Oliver Queen and what they did with Arrow, it was much grittier. It's much more street level and dark, and Batwoman, Batman, I feel like it's going to be the same thing. Superman and Supergirl is a little different, I feel like. It's a little bit more on the lighter side. It's not as dark and gritty typically, you know?
Yeah.
So, and also as strong as they are, the killing of people, sometimes you might have them struggle with, but I think with like the grittier superheroes, it's something good to have them struggle with the idea and maybe come to terms with how they're going to deal with things. Or like in this situation where she killed someone, is she struggling with I did it and it was right to do? Is she struggling with like I should never kill? You know, like where are her thoughts on it? Because as soon as her dad walked in, she goes, "What did you do, Kate?"
Yeah.
So I figure her struggle isn't going to go down the path of like, well, villains that are this bad should die or something, you know? So it'd be interesting to see her deal with the aftermath of this, but...
Yeah, I agree. And hopefully maybe confide in Sophie.
Is that who you want her to confide in the most? Would you want her to get help from
Mary.
Sophie, Alice, Mary, her dad, Luke, Bruce?
Bruce. Yes, she contacts Bruce and then we find out where he is.
No, she hasn't been able to contact him.
But
I don't know. Oh, one thing I did love too was I just liked Mary like fiddling with the bookshelf. Like, there's something over here.
I know. I love the whole team up of Luke and Mary throughout the whole episode. Like them working together and it's just Batwoman on the phone. What, Batwoman's calling you? Yeah. Don't you have some type of gadgety thing to, find these cars? What do you mean?
Real estate gadget with you? Yeah. She just keeps saying things and Luke and Kate both are like, huh?
I'm interested in volume 2 of this book.
You in a book? I could have read it by the time you finished doing your thing. Yeah, no. I like Mary. I don't know. I want... Right now, my main thought is I really want the idea of Kate is struggling with what to do, and the main two helping her would be Mary and Alice.
Yeah, like the angel and devil.
Kind of, yeah. Mary's the good side. Alice is kind of that bad side. And rather than going the Alice route with the killing and whatnot, kind of being more so okay, Mary's trying to pull Kate and or Batwoman to the other side. And you still have that sibling rivalry that's kind of been seeded through the season of, I want to be your sister, I want to help you, why don't you trust me, why do you run to Alice all the time? So, that's what I really want to see.
That'll be good. That would be good.
That was it for Q&As, so do you have anything else on the list?
No, not really.
We we had the mention of the fear toxin and being Crane's from Scarecrow.
Right, and that Cartwright used to be a colleague of Jonathan Crane.
Yeah.
That's one question that I did have. Which Crane were we talking about? So.
Well, it's also curious, too, of, like, an old colleague. Is it an old colleague of Cartwright? Or is it an old colleague of Campbell's? Being a doctor,
That's true.
going to the asylum or anything, you know, like, where... Huh. So maybe there's, you know, where does he fall into that whole kind of situation there, too? But, I mean, I like just having little nods of, like... You know, even in the crossover with Batwoman, I think we had some, like, Victor Freeze kind of stuff and, like, some kind of archive. And we had, like, little things on, like...
The plaques.
The cells
on the cell doors, yeah.
Of different people, you know, all the way to, like, Uncle Harvey last episode. So I like just having, like, there's lore here that you don't know all of, and it's out there and whatnot.
And it's okay if you don't know it, because if you did not catch it, then... whatever.
Yeah.
You know, it didn't affect the whole episode.
Yeah. And it's just good to know, like, it's out there.
We're still living in the same world.
Maybe we'll touch on it at some point. Maybe we won't. You know, the Uncle Harvey thing, I didn't feel like he was a two-faced villain, evil person.
Yeah.
So maybe that's something that comes back in later on. But I don't know. Hard to tell which way they go with it.
Bring in some Gotham characters. Like,
No.
Yes, the actors and everything. I miss their faces.
They used that Bruce Wayne from that show.
I don't know. He's not quite.
Not
yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to jump into our last segment here for the poll. Because we need a poll for the end of this episode. And the poll's going to be...
What would be your code phrase?
No, that's not a good one. We can't have multiple choice if you make up a code phrase.
Put other.
All right, guys. So after this incident here, that's really dwelling on Kate. Who do you think she's going to turn to in the coming episode or episodes to help try to get through this? And maybe it takes her a different way and changes her. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. But what do you guys think is going to be happening? I think the big options are going to be Alice, which we saw there at the end. Also Sophie, that she was messaging there at the end, but then stopped short of.
Yeah.
Also, Mary has been a very prominent person that she's been talking to. Her dad, maybe, who knows at least of the information and what's going on. Or do you think it's going to be someone else? Maybe like Luke, or maybe, I don't know who else. A Pennyworth.
Jane, yeah.
Dick. Maybe she'll turn to Dick. Dick Grayson. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this, make sure you subscribe. And if you want to vote in that poll, make sure you guys check out over at patreon.com/blindwave. That's where we have the poll. Leave a comment there. We'll discuss at the beginning of next episode. And don't forget to submit questions for Q&As over at Twitter, #BatwomanQ&A, over at BlindWaveProd.